Welcome to the Otherworld Watch channel, where darkness thrives and the pages of haunted literature crackle to life. Tonight, we journey beyond the veil into tales born of terror and twisted imagination. Prepare yourself for stories that linger long after the last word. Tonight, we delve into the chilling depths of The Woman in Black, a Gothic horror novel that grips the soul with cold, relentless dread. Written by Susan Hill in 1983, this haunting masterpiece harks back to the classic ghost stories of the Victorian era, crafted with modern precision and psychological weight. Susan Hill, a British author known for her mastery in blending literary elegance with sheer terror, penned this novel as a deliberate homage to the old-school ghost story. Yet it stands as a terrifying tale in its own right, one that spawned stage adaptations, radio plays, and even the famous 2012 film starring Daniel Radcliffe. But no adaptation can truly capture the quiet horror that seeps from Hill's words, page after page. Our story begins with Arthur Kipps, a young solicitor from London. He's sent to the remote village of Crythin, Gifford, to attend the funeral of a client, Mrs. Alice Drablow, and settle her affairs. It seems a routine task until he arrives. From the moment Arthur sets foot in Crythin, Gifford, an air of tension surrounds him. The villagers recoil at the mention of Mrs. Drablow, and especially her home, Eel Marsh House. Isolated by a treacherous causeway that disappears with the tides, the mansion stands alone, cut off from the world and from reason. As Arthur explores the house, he begins to uncover a series of strange occurrences. Unexplained sounds, the eerie rocking of a chair in an empty room, and most disturbing of all, a woman dressed entirely in black, her face pale and filled with hate, appearing and vanishing without a trace. Through old letters and tragic records, Arthur learns the awful history of Eel Marsh House. The woman in black was once Janet Humphrey, sister of Mrs. Drablow. Janet had a child out of wedlock, a boy who was taken from her and raised by her sister. Heartbroken and bitter, she watched helplessly from a distance. One day, her young son drowned in the marshes, and Janet went mad with grief. Her rage did not die with her. Janet returned as a vengeful spirit, the woman in black. And with her came a curse. Every time she is seen, a child dies. The villagers know this, they fear it, and they do not speak of it. Arthur, once a man of logic and law, begins to unravel. He hears the screams of a child and the horrible sound of a carriage crashing into the marsh, over and over. He is haunted not just by what he sees, but by what he begins to feel, the suffocating presence of grief, of guilt, and of doom. Eventually, Arthur completes his work and returns to London, determined to leave the horror behind. He even finds love, marrying and starting a family. But the past never forgets. In a moment of quiet joy, Arthur sees her again, the woman in black watching silently. A split second later, the horse bolts, the trap crashes. Arthur's wife is gravely injured. His child is killed. The curse has claimed another victim. No one escapes her gaze. The Woman in Black is not just a ghost story, it is a lament for the children taken, a cry of rage from beyond the grave. Susan Hill's novel reminds us that some sorrows linger too long, and some spirits never rest. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of literature's most iconic Gothic tales. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more literary adventures. Till then, stay curious and stay brave.